Hi everyone, this is your Meridian forecast and I'm meteorologist Susie Martin. A hot and sticky stretch continues with triple-digit heat indices here in Meridian. A few stray thunderstorms cannot be ruled out, mainly during the afternoon, and we may have to monitor the intensity of some of these storms, which we'll be discussing. Better by this weekend for our Father's Day weekend will be less humid, however still hot. Little changes in our actual temperatures, but an improvement in the humidity, yes please, we will be expecting that. Now we do have some sticky conditions still and a mild night overnight, as temperatures will mainly be in the mid-70s. 74 is about as cool as it's going to get here in Meridian. Temperatures climbing by tomorrow morning, hitting 90 degrees by the 11 a.m. hour. But you can see how we mainly have dry conditions after the midnight hour and a nice bright start to the day. Now we do anticipate some thunderstorms though to develop. This is something that we'll be noting, as we do have a couple of pop-up thunderstorms mainly into the afternoon, which we'll be discussing shortly. 74, as we mentioned, is where we'll bottom out at with our low. Our high temperatures still running above the average. Our average high for this time of the year is 91, so we'll be hitting 95 degrees with the record set back a couple of times in the 1950s and then reaching 100 degrees back then. So we're not going to get quite to that level. Now we are kind of at the periphery of an area of severe risk here. We have the darker shade of green indicating a marginal threat for severe thunderstorms, meaning that isolated severe weather events, mainly shorter in duration, will be possible, and then slight concerns across the areas shown in the yellow. So we'll have to monitor the intensity of the storms that do develop. And as we mentioned, the first part of the day should be nice and quiet, but into the afternoon, a couple of pop-up thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. Some of these storms may be a bit strong, so we'll be monitoring that, with damaging winds being one of the primary concerns. 74 degrees for tonight. We will be expecting storm threats to clear out after midnight, so mainly looking at quiet conditions and again very warm for this time of the year. As we look at tomorrow's outlook, we've got 95 degrees with some stray thunderstorms mainly into the afternoon, and we'll have to monitor the intensity of those storms. We do have our hourly breakdown here. We can see those temperatures climbing to around 94 by the 1 p.m. hour, and there are those storm chances after the 2 o'clock hour with some hit or miss thunderstorms a possibility. High temperatures in Demopolis reaching 97, 95 for Philadelphia. Very hot indeed. Now, quick weather lesson here as we're going to talk about dew points. So what is it? Well, it's the measure of moisture in the air, and it's a temperature where condensation occurs. So when the dew point equals the air temperature, that's when the air is holding as much water as possible, and it's excellent in describing a level of comfort. We've got dew point temperatures sitting in the low 70s or so, so that's going to be sitting in this uncomfortable range, keeping our high humidity in place in the coming days. But the dew points will be dropping this Father's Day weekend, which will make way for some improvements. Lots of sunshine for our dads this up and coming weekend.